This episode is sponsored by Purist Labs. There's just something about heavy metal and lifting. They go hand in hand. When I hit the gym, I can always count on Purist Labs supplements to help me power through any workout. But the gym isn't the only place I rely on Purist Labs. Before I hit the stage, I always mix a scoop of everyday aminos into my water to keep me fueled during performances. So whether you're in the gym or on the stage, take your performance to the next level with Purist Labs. Use code KXPFIT for 15% off your order or click the link in the description. Big thanks to Purist Labs for sponsoring this episode, and thank you for tuning in. Hey, you're listening to the Kevin Powell Podcast. My name's Kevin Powell. This is the third attempt on this thing, so it's going to be perfect and it's going to be awesome. I love talking to bands. We have Six Deep with us right now. Hello, Six Deep.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. What's happening now is now that I'm in a fantastic mood from just... I have this new setup. I've been playing around. I thought I had the first time. No. Second time. No. Now I'm recording, and now we're actually into this interview. So, again, my apologies to you guys. Let's get your information out there. You guys have a new EP out right now called Dead in 5. Tell me about this. What was the recording process like going into this? What was, the writing process like? Go ahead and tell me anything and everything.
Yeah, man. So basically, Dead in 5 was an idea that we had right after our first EP in 2023. About around the summertime of 2023, we knew we had to, start working on new music. And unfortunately, Brandon and I both had a friend pass in that same summer, and we were both feeling the hurt from that, man. And I had a personal message from one of my friends that he ended up dying. He mentioned that he's going to be dead in 5. And so that really hit home for me whenever I heard that. I brought it and this might be a good way to kind of commemorate him. So that's the whole idea behind the name Dead in 5, man. There's a lot of grief that's in the lyrics. There's a lot of pain in them. So the recording process started probably towards the end of 2023. We all kind of came together and wanted to hash out a sound that evolved from our previous EP. We wanted to kind of expand the genre a little bit, be experimental and everything like that. We brought ideas to each other. Nate brought a bunch of riffs to me. We started cracking down and we got into the home studio. I produced it all on the computer and sent it out for mixing and mastering to Scooter Allen.
And the second round of this, I shouted out Scooter for making your EP sound fantastic. I'm going to do it again. Shout out to Scooter here because I was listening to this EP leading up so I can get in the zone and get a better understanding of some of the song titles and whatnot. And it sounds crisp. It sounds pro. It sounds fantastic. And going into stuff like that, we all know it's expensive. So shout out to you guys as well for putting in the work and making this happen. And I love the fact that it's more sentimental in value to you guys. And I appreciate you, explaining that. Now, right now we have Bobby up top and then the rest of the guys, Six Deep, down here. Bobby, what's your role? You're the bass player. And when it comes to, writing and recording, is it, this separate with you or are you with these guys a lot or how's that go down?
So yeah, I'm the bass player. I live about an hour and a half away from these guys, an hour and a half south. So when it comes to the writing process, we kind of send riff ideas back and forth and whatnot. But in terms of recording, that's all, I believe Devin had that all programmed, all the bass tracks and everything like that, just for the sake of consistency. But yeah, we'll send riff ideas back and forth. Recently, we started working through Discord. Devin and I have been in a couple different Discord calls. We'll have Reaper pulled up and we'll be sharing our screens and sharing audio with each other and just basically writing whatever comes to mind, whatever sounds cool. And it's honestly, it's been a massive game changer because he's taught me a lot of things. And yeah, I'm really excited about it because like I said, living an hour and a half away from those guys, it's making things so much easier because obviously I don't have to drive 3 hours round trip anytime we're wanting to get together to write. I can just be like, hey, let's hop in Discord real quick. I got an idea. and then we can hash something out. And yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, that sounds.
Yeah, he already travels that 3-hour round trip every week. So doing it twice, I could tell that'd be a lot of time to kind of just go back and forth with like an afternoon.
I mean, that shows the dedication right there to Bobby with you guys. So it looks like you
love him.
Have a a good connection there. And the Discord thing, I'm gonna have to look into that. I've kind of heard of it, but I've never actually looked into it. So thanks for the idea there. Now you guys have something cool that you're going to be announcing here soon, but by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. So you guys have a tour coming up, right?
Yeah, this March we'll be on tour supporting Den and Five. We're going to be in 10 different cities across the Midwest and East Coast with Midwinter from Cleveland and Splinters from Detroit.
So with this tour, is it all DIY? Like you reached out to the venues and did everything like that, or how'd that go down?
Yeah, pretty much. I reached out to a lot of these venues and booked it straight up myself. Found all the bands, just researched bands in the area. Found some people that were, similar vibe to what we do. Also changed it up, kind of get some hardcore elements going in there, just so it's not, stale for people in the audience and stuff like that. So we definitely curated it so that way it's a fun time all the way around. But yeah, it was all DIY, man. There was a couple shows where I went through a promoter, but 90% of it's all DIY.
That's the way to go. Is this your first tour with Six Deep, or?
Yeah. This is our first official tour, for ourselves. Up to now, we've just been playing kind of one-offs, or we get asked to play some shows out with our friends or something like that, but nothing to this scale until now.
All DIY too. I mean, that's impressive. So heck yeah on that. Make sure you get warm material, because I don't know how cold it is over your guys' way, but here in West Virginia, boy, it's cold.
Yeah, dude, it's 18 degrees earlier today or something like that.
Yeah, I apologize in advance for our Great Lake and giving you all that snow, man.
So we can all blame you. No, I'm kidding. With your guys' sound, let's pretend that I am not familiar with Six Deep and someone is now introducing me to you guys. Maybe it's you guys introducing it to me. How would you describe your sound to someone who's never listened to you guys before?
It's a little bit of Bruno Mars mixed with The Weeknd.
Okay.
Maybe a little Taylor Swift kind of thrown in there.
Frank Ocean.
For the Swifties.
No, man. So if I was gonna try to put a range, it'd be in between volumes, volumes 2012 era volumes, and Darko, maybe, with the experimental side of it. So it has Jenny elements, but then it also has, just hard hitting riffs, deep tuned guitars, really low vocals and everything like that.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I have listened to you guys. I've been following the band for a couple years now. Bobby and I are social media friends, so, everything involved that way. Bobby, what guitars do you have hanging up back there? Those have caught my eye.
Man. It's a collection, I guess. Too many. Yeah, too many. I've got an Epiphone Matt Heafy signature Les Paul, Epiphone Goth Explorer, an LTD Josh Middleton signature, an Ibanez FR 7-string, an old Ibanez RG8, and then right over there is a Firefly 28-inch scaled baritone Explorer.
Jeez. Now, I love doing interviews like this because just that caught my eye, and I thought of a question right now. We're going to start with Bobby, and then we're going to go the rest of the band. What's the most expensive musical thing you own, and how much was it? Roughly.
Probably my Kemper, I guess. I think it's the Power Rack, which I think I paid $1,700 for it.
Okay. How about the rest of the guys?
But on the line, man.
Oh, okay. Well, not for this band, but I do also play guitar as well. So I would say it's either my Kemper Stage pedal board or it's my Kiesel custom 7-string that I got built a few years ago. One of those two is probably the most expensive. They're around the same price though. How much was it? 17 or 1800.
So I play drums, right? And have this thing where I like to hit cymbals really hard.
Mhm.
And, if we're talking, separate items like that, I'm spending probably $400 a month. No, not a month, maybe every other month on cymbals after they break. And then if we're talking like single instrument items, probably the drum set I just bought last year, say Tama, not Silver Star, but a
Star Classic.
Star Classic, yeah, Tamo Ash. It's like a special edition with gold hardware and stuff. So that was about 2,800 used,
Ooh.
but
Used.
can't find them anywhere. They're a pretty one-off thing, and I was looking for years for this thing because it got discontinued in 2020. And actually, a guy a couple hours south in Columbus, he popped up on Facebook Marketplace one day, and I jumped on it. So
Shout out Samara.
Yeah.
Yep, Samara. All right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, dude. I play a $300 guitar for 6 deep. I bought it for $300 on Craigslist, like in
2016.
2016. Love that guitar. I still play it. It is a Schecter Hellraiser 2008. It's an original Hellraiser. It's worth more now than it was when I bought it. But if I was going to say the most expensive guitar I own is it's a Jackson USA Soloist SL2H. It's a $2,000 guitar. I don't even play it that much. It's a 6-string. I used to play it in another band, but it kind of just sits around now.
I think my most expensive item is probably the guitar I play in this band, which is a LTD SN 1007. It's a baritone 7-string. That was like $1,500.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Here's something that I have, and I don't have it here, so I can pull it out. But everyone familiar with who Josh Travis is?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So 3 years ago, I think, he was selling his 2 custom-made ESP 9-string guitars. And one had Fishman pickups and one had EMG. And I was like, I got plenty of EMGs. I'm not super familiar with Fishman yet. Let me try the Fishman. And he was like, yeah, man, just shoot me a price. I'm like, well, what do you want for it? He's like, name your price. I'm like, what do you mean name your price, Josh? I can't just say, like, I don't want to underdo it and I don't want to overdo it to where you are upset. So, like, how much do you want? He's like, name your price, man. I'm like, Josh, you're making me nervous. So I was like, I don't know. It's a custom-made ESP. And as I look into it, one of 2 in the world. So I'm looking into it, just trying to get a ballpark. He paid anywhere between $5,000 and $8,000 for this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to ask him of this. So I'm like, is 3,000 too low? He goes, try one more time. I'm like, 3,100? He goes, how about $3,123? I was like, sure. Sure, let's go with that. And
Nice,
now I
a
have it.
9-string guitar, man.
I'm a big Josh Travis fan. This one actually beside me is his Legator signature 9-string, and then his Legator signature. This is the 9-string, this is the 8-string. Both Legator, both signature when he played Legator. Anyway, that's enough talk about guitar stuff, and I want to get back to
Sit
you
here and
guys.
do that all day.
We could.
Hey guys, it's Steven from Lions at the Gate, and you're listening to the Kevin Powell Podcast. Make sure you check out our newest single, Silhouettes of Me, streaming everywhere right now.
Now, here's another fun one I want to do. So you guys are doing your first tour. You got your bands picked out, ready to rock and roll. If you had to do a dream tour with any bands, this all could be individual. This could all be collective. Who would it be and why?
Damn, anybody?
Yeah, that's a crazy question.
That's got to be individual. We all like so many different bands.
Let's do individual and individually name like one or two.
You can go ahead.
Currently, I'd probably say Humanity's Last Breath and Silent Planet.
Okay, good picks.
I'd say I would have loved to tour with Distinguisher before they became, non-existent, or Traders, anything like that. Anybody that kind of vibes with our sound, I'd love to get to tour with.
If I was to choose, I'd choose Volumes and Reflections. Easy.
Leonard Skinner.
Hell yeah, brother.
Trying to hear Freebird every night, baby.
Trying to get in that plane, too.
That's fucked up.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, Bob. Silosis and Bleed From Within. We know.
You pretty much got it. Yeah, probably like, I don't know. Yeah, Silosis and Bleed From Within. Why not? Yeah, we'll go with that.
All great picks. With 2025 just starting, what do you have planned for the rest of the year?
Oh, God, a lot.
Well, yeah, so we're going to be done with the tour, in March, obviously. We've got some, like one or two other shows booked, and we're pretty open from June till the end of the year, but we're going to try to write some more songs before it gets too late into summer, and then hopefully go in for another EP towards the end of the year or beginning of next year.
Anything you guys really want to accomplish? Just shot in the dark, throwing stuff at the wall?
Yeah, man. We want to quit our jobs. No, I'm just...
Yes.
Oh, man, the dream, right? No, so realistically, what we would be trying to do is to get on a decently sized festival, probably around, maybe our area or within the Midwest region. That'd be a goal that we were trying to accomplish this year. And also just to travel to other states and have fun, man.
Easy enough. Two final questions for you, and I always ask this one at the end of my interviews. What advice would you guys have to bands just starting out? Maybe it's their first couple shows, and you meet them at the show. What advice would you give them?
Biggest one is practice your ass off. Most important thing about everything we do is we want to sound good live. I mean, we're basically all traveling t-shirt salesmen at this point. So you definitely want to sound good, draw people in, get them at your merch table, make money that way. So you got to practice your instrument, and then definitely you want to make sure all the guys you're working with are kind of pulling their weight, or at least that you like them and that you guys can work well together and come to solutions pretty quickly. Some of this stuff is on a whim, show offers, booking anything, spending money, it's all got to be quick and simplistic. So definitely stay organized.
And on a lighter note, man, I would say don't take yourselves too seriously and have fun with the process. It's about the journey, right? It's really about the creative process. That's really why I love this whole music thing in the first place. It's the creative process. Just enjoy it.
Anything from you, Bob?
Definitely practice. I mean, like Joel said, practice. Put in the effort, and you will. I guess you'll reap what you sow.
There we go.
That sounds like a threat, Bobby.
Yeah, no.
Practice.
Yeah,
Bobby says
or
get a
else.
Words
haircut
of your
once a
word.
week.
Yeah. Stay dedicated. Don't give up.
Keep a fresh fade.
There we go. Any final words you guys? Any final words you guys want to say to fans?
Hell yeah, dude. Dead in 5 out now. Go stream it on Spotify. We have it on YouTube. Music video for Idle Hands on YouTube now. Apple Music. Anywhere you listen to music, dude. Dead in 5. And keep a lookout for the rest of the year. We're going to have new music coming out probably early next year. So, stay with us.
Perfectly said. 6 Deep, I'm going to be talking to both of you guys, well, everyone, here in a second off air. We appreciate a little bit of your time. That's 6 Deep. These guys are out of Ohio. They're heavy. They rule. They dealt with me messing up the first 2 attempts at this interview. So, thanks. Anyways, appreciate you tuning into this episode of the podcast. Appreciate it as always. We'll see you guys next time.